All right, dear Cancer, this one's for you. Hi, it's from Tarot Lumination. It is your May 2019 Love and Relationship Generic Report. Now, you know the drill. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. Reinterpret if they're all different. Squish them together. Also, cross-watching can really help when you're dealing with really challenging relationship dynamics. Cards are already well shuffled in advance. We're going to get back to that in a moment. I just want to show you some notes for the month here. All month long, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are in retrograde. Okay. Now you know about Mercury retrograde. It's tangible, but these are much deeper, heavier, longer wave patterns. So they might be much harder to understand or deal with, but they're still there. Okay. May 4th, Taurus new moon. That's probably kind of sweet for you. All month long, Mercury is zooming along, Aries, and then onto Taurus, and then onto Gemini. May the 15th, Venus moves from Aries to Taurus. Around the same time, Mars moves from Gemini to Cancer. These are like personal planet movements. May 18th, we got the full moon, the Taurus sun, opposed by the Scorpio moon. Okay, that could be okay for you too. May 21st, the sun moves into Gemini. Okay, all month long, from my perspective as your reader, the heavy, really tough pressure is coming from Pluto and Saturn, both in Capricorn around 22 degrees, and they're retrograde, okay? Again, to me, it feels like it's a very deep, deep, heavy wave. It's not malicious or anything. It's just typically what happens in retrogrades. We have to go back, review, rewind the energy of those signs and those placements in your house, okay? So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Look, it's a Tarot Lumination Astro Doodle, another one, yay. So, I know. Don't say anything. Don't be scared. All right. So, here's the thing. This Capricorn stuff we were talking about just here, okay, over here, I'm pointing it out over here. It's in your 7th house of relationship, okay? It's been there for a long time. It's going to be there for a long time. So you're probably already used to it. There's deep, profound changes happening in your life in the way that you have to, let's say, moderate your identity because of the way a certain significant others are behaving or living their lives. What they're doing is having a profound transformational effect on you externally, because they too are going through profound, deep soul level transformations and changes. And it's very serious type. It's like karmic. It's long overdue. It's probably stuff that's being neglected for a long time, and now it's time to do it. And it's tough work. It's like the security guards, the reality check police are all there on a significant other, transforming their lives, basically for major upgrades, and that impacts you, okay? Now, early in the month, we've got this Aries stellium, which is fine in its own way, but in some ways it's also quite challenging for you, okay? So just be aware of that, but we're going to move out of it as things shift more and more and more into Taurus. So we got the Taurus new moon over here on May 4th, okay, right over there. Okay, so that's in your 11th house. I'm not going to talk about it, but it's sweet. It's nice for you. Over here, the full moon is on May 18th, okay? Again, I don't really have a problem with this because the Taurus Scorpio energy is really kind of sweet for you. So even though full moons can bring things to a culmination, especially in relationship dynamics of all kinds with every sign, this is very comfortable. So as much pressure as you might be feeling from here, I look at this as a benevolent time period for you. Yeah, it's a bit stressful. The Mars, it's moving into Cancer later on, could really stimulate and activate things, just give you a real sense of life that you might have been missing for a while. But at the same time, over here, oh, you know what I was talking about? This is the full moon here, right? We talked about that. But I want you to watch out for a particular day, just a little bit before and during and after May the 9th, okay? When the moon moves through Cancer, right over here in full opposition here. This is when you might feel the energy that we talked about the pressure or the challenges in relationship, okay? Well, let's leave that. Okay, anyway, let's get on. Here are your cards. Sorry, I didn't mean to stall out there on you, Cancer. I just, we have a limited amount of time. We've got to get things rolling. So we're going to use the Tarot Lumination Crucible spread. Cards are already shuffled in advance. The Crucible spread is on the understanding that there's you, there's a significant other, and a third entity called the relationship itself. You'll see what it's like in just a moment. Please bring in your invisible friends. That's what we do over here. It adds layers and layers of richness, and they love to be invited. Please think of yourself as like a smartphone. You're constantly radiating and transmitting energy at all different levels in your body, like a living thing. Okay. There you are. There's the same thing from the other. Deep inside of you, deep inside of the other, and at the core of the relationship itself here. So you can see that this is the crucible. This is my crucible spread. I love using it. It's highly specific. And it's a living thing. How aware are you, or they, or both of you, how aware are you of this living thing? What is being grown here? Are you taking care of it properly? Is it leaky? Is it wobbly? Is it stressed out? What is being grown here? Okay. Over here, look at this. This is like circumstantial energy, environmental influences. I think of it as the weather, mostly to do with the planets, but also your actual environment, like friends, the roof under which you live, the home, the people around you. Okay, all of those things influence the relationship. Also, the relationship itself is a living, breathing thing. Other people can detect that, like, oh, there's Cancer and so-and-so. They have this relationship. It's kind of like dot, dot, dot. And that would be the definition here. Let's have a look. So let's get rolling with the world. Okay, so Cancer, my feeling is that there is definitely some kind of culmination going on here. I think it's almost more to do with this moment rather than the full moon. Let's put them both together. Let's say towards the end, towards the middle of the month. Actually, for the whole month, it's going to be like notches of increasing awareness about dynamics of what's happening in the relationship. It'll start early on in the energy of like friendship and hopes for what could be and enjoying the rewards of what already is. And then as it crests, as it sort of builds up in momentum towards the 9th, you're going to get some kind of vivid, clear awareness. And then it will crescendo up around May the 18th. And then in your love and true love and romance sector, right over here, okay, just coming up to the full moon. So it's going to be a very interesting full moon where everything that needs to be revealed will be revealed at that time, nothing more and nothing less. And you will see that. To me, it feels like it is a big aha moment. And everything comes to a head. It needs to come to a head. A lot will be exposed. A lot will be revealed. A lot will be laid out on the table. And you can see where everything is and how it led up to being who you are, where you are right now, and what is no longer viable. And then you get a glimpse of where the future lies, okay? Just like a living, breathing thing. This is a living thing. It has chapters. And like, this chapter is over. Let's flip the page. Let's turn to the next chapter, okay? Let me put this over here for the moment. What are you radiating, Cancer? Okay, the 6 of Pentacles. My feeling is that you're doing a really, really super job where it counts, okay? Maintaining your own equilibrium, being very acutely aware of the others around you, especially a significant loved one, such that like it's almost like you're living by example. Like you're making very, very, very sure that you're being as generous as you possibly can because you understand the laws of giving and receiving, okay? As you give, so shall you receive. And so you make it your business to do the most loving thing that you can in any moment for your own benefit. because it benefits you, because you get the reciprocal back from another. Okay? It might not be what you want, when you want it, how you want it, from who you want it, where you want it, but the returns are there. And it's the same from the other. They appreciate this. When you're radiating this type of energy, they're very, very appreciative of your deliberate posture to maintain your stature, your kindness, your wealth, and your abundance, your ability to share it, and your ability to receive it. You're not going to deny yourself what you need. This is not the energy of a martyr, okay? It's like, if there might be times when the best thing to do is absolutely nothing, just maintain your posture and allow things to ferment and grow and flow. And then when there is a need for you to receive, you let it be known. I need help now. When there is a need for you to give, invite them to let you know so that you can give, so that there is this constant exchange and flow. It's very healthy. It's deliberate. It looks like it's deliberate and it's chosen. And it looks like you're holding that posture deliberately because it looks like this energy needs to be communicated to a significant other, that it's almost like you've got their back, okay? No matter what, okay? Things go up, things go down. Sometimes I need, sometimes you need. I'm here for you when you need me, okay? That's what this is saying, okay? Over here, what are they radiating? Prince of Cups. So to me, this looks like a very beautiful energy, a very high intention, a deep sense of love, and it's permeating their whole being. It's almost like they're reaching a culmination point themselves. I think this is very complementary, and this will become more clear and understood towards those culminations that we talked about, May 4th, May 9th, May 18th, okay? As things grow and more evidence of like the really good effects of giving and receiving, being able to share with each other and holding that posture, okay, so that it actually works, living by example, in other words. They really, truly appreciate it. They love your love. They love being loved by you. And it looks to me like their number one intention is to return in kind. It's all they care about. That's all they want, is to love and to be loved. Okay? It's almost like a mantra for them. I want to love. I want to be loved. I am loving. Hold on a minute. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Damn. Sorry, I sometimes get caught off guard. To me, this is very pure. This is like the essence of love, and it's very dignified, and it's very sincere and powerful and true. It's just that it might be very hard for them, because this energy, it means deliberately walking away from anything that is not love. And sometimes it's so easy to misinterpret love in a relationship. Well, things like convenience or money or like habit or anything, and you lean on those things. But I think from their position, they're like, no compromise is allowed. The only thing that counts is what is truly loving, in terms of being loving and being loved. And that they're living by example as well. In order to, like, it's almost like to honor you and respect you. I feel that these two energies are very complementary. I'm very happy to see this between you guys. Even though it might be very tough, okay, to actually carry yourself like this, and for them to carry themselves like this, I think both of you see the value. You see the purpose, you see the meaning, you see the value, you see like the fulfillment that comes with being this way. For all we know, well, let's just keep reading, okay? Let's have a look deep down. The wheel. Okay. So my feeling with the wheel here is that there's like it's almost like a denial. It feels to me, Cancer, like it's a denial of the massive, well, not convulsions, but the transformations that are happening to you as an individual because of relationship, especially this relationship. And it makes it feel as almost like it's fated, like, what can I do? I don't have a choice. I've already made the choice. I'm in, and that's it. And things go up, and things go down. Things go up, and things go down. And it can be very challenging at times to maintain this energy uh, in the face of this energy. In other words, being swept along by the fates, being, let's say, drawn uh, in ways that are above and beyond your will. In other words, the will. So it's like the will of heaven versus the will of Cancer, and you are deliberately choosing the will of heaven, no matter what. Like, God help me, type of energy, and I just hope it works out. I have no idea what this means. It's like this is like epic stuff, and I think you're seeing that here. There's evidence here. It's almost like no matter what happens, the love energy is very strong. It's just that this is extremely challenging on the other party. Well, I mean, we don't know who they are. We don't know what their placements are or anything. But just because this energy is in your seventh house here of relationship, and you've got the moon transiting there, okay, for those couple of days, I think there's going to be a really loud message at that time. Now, because of the world card ending here, I feel I have to like add a sort of like gulp moment, like gulp, because it looks kind of like an extreme reading. And with Pluto energy, things can be very extreme, very black and white, very, are you in or are you out? And if the world energy is taking you guys in the relationship to the absolute breaking point, no matter how much love you have, where the breaking point says we need to consider whether we can handle this much pressure. I'm not sure how much I can handle it. I'm already at my limits. I can see how you're at your limits. Well, I was going to say the same thing about you. And it's taking us to a point of culmination here. Like, who are we really? What are we actually doing? Why are we doing this? Where are we going to do this? What is the mission? What is the purpose here of being who we are and how we are? And that's going to come into stark awareness, I think. And then once it's all out on the table, and almost like the way that the fates have drawn you there, let's just say the currents of energy, because you can't resist this. This energy is, you can't stop this stuff happening. That's the thing about it. Like, you might be able to duck and dive around the personal planets. You can like avoid some karmic lessons, through Mercury retrogrades and things like that. But there's no hiding here, okay? This is the house of open enemies. It's also the house of marriage, okay? It's the house of relationship. And sometimes relationships are the most important things in our lives. Sometimes not. Some people just want money, or the relationships happen as a sort of side effect of life. But in this, I think it becomes very clear that this relationship is fundamentally like at the core of your being, Cancer, and it's at the core of their being. And it's being like swept there, so-called, by the fates, and that's what you're feeling. I think they are feeling it as well because of the major arcana world card here, like bringing everything into a culmination. The end of one chapter and the beginning of a new chapter. It starts all over again. Let's have a look. What are they radiating here? The Ten of Wands. So deep down, there is some kind of stressing pressure thing deep inside of them, wondering whether they can carry on. I think they might have some serious doubts that despite all the love here, they're wondering if it's the end of the road and whether they're going to actually make it at all, and if it's been worth it, and all the stress and the pain and suffering has been in vain. Because we don't know at this point in time. You're only going to know later on in the month when things culminate and the true story is unfolded. We don't know this early on in the month. The early part of the month is actually quite challenging for you because of all that Aries leftovers energy. All right. So deep down, it feels to me like you're dealing with a significant other who is as loving as it's possible to be. However, deep down inside, they are carrying more than they can handle, and they are very, very close to breaking point. Now, what happens when we reach the breaking point, or if you reach the breaking point, that's a whole other story. But it looks like we're heading that way in this fated journey here. And it's almost like, this is, to me, looks like it's almost unbearable pain. And these are highly contradictory energies. How, it's like, this is very, very noble. But, you know, there might be other factors that make the love and the relationship such a heavy burden to carry that they wonder whether they can do it. They've come so far, and there's a destination, and it's still viable. It's the question is it going to destroy them? Is it going to, are they going to end up crippled and regretting such a noble attempt at a relationship? Let's look at the core here. Okay, Four of Swords. Okay, so with the Four of Swords here, my feeling is that there's going to become an awareness that, to me, it looks like there's no way out here, because it's very much, to me, like looks like a fated thing. And this is like this sense of ending and the sense of beginning, like the natural journeys of life, the huge heavy waves are symbolized by what's happening in the life of a significant other, Cancer, over here. And that's really, really impacting you. Like, well, what am I supposed to do now? They're doing this, they're having this, they're having their ups and downs, but what am I supposed to do? I'm left to the fates, because it looks like this is such a fated, bound relationship that you might almost feel as though you are at the mercy of the significant other here. And so you have to bless them. You have to allow them to flow. In other words, you're going to have to exercise maximum kindness, maximum generosity, maximum patience, maximum investment. And that, it's calling, in other words, to me, it looks like the relationship is really calling you out, Cancer, to be, in a way, what is one of the most important components of a truly loving relationship. Being the healer for the other, and the other being the healer for you, where the relationship itself becomes a healing sanctuary, where both parties take a break, take a rest, and they seek sanctuary in the relationship itself. In other words, it might be that the relationship itself is the thing to lean on here. Like so many people, obviously we operate at this level. Hey, how are you doing? Did you pick up the groceries today? Oh, yeah, I sure. Like, hey, can you stop by the other place and pick up a 6-pack? Sure, yeah. Okay, and oh God, we left the kids late. Can you pick them up? Those kind of things. And like, when are we going to get our first apartment? And did you pay off the credit card this month? Yeah, okay, that's, people do that stuff, but there's other huge waves that go on much deeper below the surface of love and relationship. And so my feeling is that both of you realize that you're maintaining the posture because I think you feel fated and obliged, and that it's worthwhile for you to do so, no matter how extreme the waves may be. Like, whoa, oh my God, oh, whoa. And it's the same for the other party, because I think they're just as committed to you and the relationship and to themselves as you are, but in their own way, okay? And so they themselves are going through their own version, but it's more linear, like, oh my God, I don't know if I can handle this. It's too much, it's so much, it's too much, like, and then you realize, wait a minute, we have the relationship. What is the relationship telling us? Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, we're going to get a reminder later in the month. The relationship is like a refuge. You can lean on the relationship as a place for healing, where you can count on each other to be healed. You can be the healer for them, and they can be the healer for you. And the relationship is the vessel for healing. It is a vessel of love and healing. It is a vessel of sanctuary. It is a sacred place where the healing can occur. It's literally like a healing center, okay? That's what I think is happening here. You're creating healing. The relationship actually becomes like, you know, just like, to me, it feels like this energy, like, wow, 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 wow. It's a pulsing theme where the relationship between you and the other has, you know, regular human components to relationship, but the relationship itself is actually radiating the energy of sanctuary and healing. In other words, that the relationship itself is a healing entity. You guys own this, and so you can like immerse yourself in it and take refuge. It's just, to me, this almost feels like the energy of, let's just curl up together, let's just cuddle up, switch off the lights, switch off all the sounds, go silent. Just be there with each other. You're literally living this out and letting the healing power of love into your lives from up above by deliberately seeking sanctuary in the relationship for your benefit, for their benefit, for the benefit of the relationship. So the relationship takes on the energy of a healing sanctuary. It's a beautiful thing. Nine of Wands. To me, it looks like there's an awareness here that once you get into that mode, you can become fearless. You can get to the point where you realize, oh my God, I can't believe we're actually handling this. We can handle pretty much anything, so long as we treat the relationship with great respect and continue the love. It's a lot of pressure, okay? Because a lot of relationships do not have this dynamic. Most relationships are built out of like, hey, what can I get out of you? What can you get out of me? What can I bring to the relationship? What can you bring to the relationship? Oh, well, I have a trust fund. Oh, and I have 2 cars. Oh, I have one child from a previous marriage. Oh, I have a hideous disease. Oh, well, okay, that's, you know, we can work with all of that. Cool. And who's going to be the main breadwinner? I don't know. I'll study for now. Okay, I'll do the day job. Okay, cool. And then you figure it out, and then you find, well, where are we going to live? How are we going to do this? Should we invite our friends over? Things like that. This is beyond that. Okay, this whole thing is beyond that. It looks to me like the relationship is some kind of fated entity that is coming into life against all odds, and it's actually taking you and the relationship and the other to the limits. And it's almost like the more, like what's that expression? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. That's what I'm seeing here. It's just like, you know, this is like taking it to the death. Like, please do not mess with us. Okay, and I think you guys own this. It's really tough. I think it's really tough on the other party here. I think they're going through an awful lot of really profound, very deep soul transformations, Cancer, that is affecting you profoundly. Of course, it's affecting them. They don't have a way out of it, and effectively, you don't have a way out of it. So you just deal with it, okay? You're going to be okay. In other words, you've learned a lot. You're going to learn so much from each other and from the relationship. That's only going to make you stronger, okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Please do the cross-watching, okay, if you need to with a significant other. Do your sun, moon, rising, things like that as well, okay? I'm going to tuck these over here, and I'm going to pull another card for you. Yay. You know, we don't normally do that. We haven't done it a lot, but we're doing it now. Cards are well shuffled in advance, but again, with the same deck. This is the Love and Romance, the Romance Angels deck. And I really love this deck. I don't use any of her other decks, but I do like this one. It's an old deck. It's well loved. It's well respected. Some people think it's, I don't know. I don't want to knock it. I love it. Okay. I just want to put this on here as a little bit of flavor. It's something to consider before we part our ways here, dear Cancer. Okay. So I'm not going to read from the book. I just want to give you a sense of flavor. You can reinterpret however you want. Okay. I'm just going to cut it up, and I'm going to pull the top card. All right? Okay. So we have honeymoon. Peace, man. Peace. Love and peace. Peace and love. Okay? So I think the message here, it's, look, do you see look, can you see that in the picture there? I'll describe it for you. There's actually a beautiful angel here watching over you guys. There's you, Cancer. There's the significant other. There's the gondola in Venice, Italy. And look, the guy who's, actually making the boat go, is actually an angel. So you are blessed, okay? It's like you are fated, you are blessed. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together whenever you can grab it. Whatever you define as holiday, like any minute that you can grab where you guys can be together like this. And you don't have to be going off on bungee jumping adventures. You don't have to, climb Machu Picchu. You don't have to go on like, food orgy tourism or anything like that. You can just be together. You just simply, like the bliss of just being one, okay? Knowing that you are deeply loved, knowing that they are deeply appreciated, okay? To me, this is a beautiful thing. Thank you so much, dear Cancer. All the best. You can handle it. See you in June. Peace, man. Peace and love, man. Shh. Sending healing to you guys.